Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
We ought to put it to good use.
Goodness. We're higher up than I thought.
Take care not to fall.
We ought to proceed with caution. At once, Master.
I suppose we might as well gather what we can.
On your side.
These beams are only truly defeated when their skulls are smashed beyond repair.
This foe is beyond our strength. I recommend a swift retreat.
Confidence and cooperation gave us an edge against our foe.
The tide of battle was in our favor.
Well done, Master! The sky is radiant. I feel at peace to gaze upon it. Right you are. You are in need of healing. Allow me. Right there.
Pray, follow me. Have you a different destination in mind, Master? Very well. I shall follow your lead instead.
The Arisen decides our path. We have but to follow.
I grant you lightning fangs! Nicely done!
Holy attacks will serve us well here.
Then we know what must needs be done.
My baby.
Here we go again.
We must focus on finding victory, whatever our decision.
I am well aware.
Good morrow, everyone.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
A new day, a new perspective.
magics grant you an elemental boon.
Turn out your pockets.
My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment.
I know precisely when a curative is needed, Master. You'll never fall in battle so long as I'm around.
Over here, if you please. We are none of us alike in vocation.
One should think we'll be able to counter whatever comes our way.
Let us utilize our individual strengths wherever possible. Mayhap the force of this torrent could be employed for our own ends.
When better to use this but in the midst of battle.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
I will protect you.
There is a rumor whispered among pawns that I've oft pondered. The gist of it is, when pawns travel beyond the rift, we can contract a peculiar illness that imperils the lives of those around us. At first, we are only restless and excitable. But in time, we become so unruly that even the Arisen holds no sway over us.
Indeed. Well, we shall have to remain watchful, lest one of our company should start showing signs of this sickness. There, Master! Knackers!
My magic grant you an elemental boon.
You have my gratitude. There you are. Let no one question my generosity.
Dare I say it? We trounced our foe well and true.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle. Efficiency at its best.
Let us try for the same result with our next attack.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early Christians into the world, as they say.
Ought we to pursue and eliminate the stragglers?
Shall we do as thou personally suggested? Make for the rock mountain road. Follow me, Master. I will guide you to the location.
Guided most well. Now we shan't lose our way.
These flames strike our enemies.
What might be detected?
That our foe loves to force. Drop the futile conquer it and strike ere it's resistance.
I'd not dare attempt such a feat alone. But together, I think we can manage it.
I knew that I could count upon your strength, Arisen. Now, what might that be?
We ought to take a closer look.
Gathering materials makes for dull work indeed.
Let me get that.
Over here, if you would. You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find. It's a column!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
I grant you roaring flame. Our number is in conflict.
That was close.
We would do well to seek high ground when fighting on daytime. We'll make overpowering our foes all the same.
As a matter of fact, I shall never forget the agony I felt.
As I recall, the location of another of our tasks is not...
Well met. Does that make you the Arisen? Be at ease. I bear you no ill will. My name is Manella, and I have the honor of serving as a go-between twixt Her Majesty and the Guard. Come, let me buy you a drink. We've much to discuss, and I don't fancy standing round all the while. Shall we make for the tavern?
Come, I'll lead the way.
There's a ladder here.
Ah, excellent find. We've arrived, just as planned.
The people of Batal view pawns with great prejudice. They're even forbidden from setting foot in the capital. Her Majesty, Empress Nadinia, has long been troubled by this custom, but a practice so ancient isn't easily overturned. Many are unhappy about the existence of this tavern, even though it lies outside the capital, simply because it was established as a place for pawns to gather. I know not what manner of person you are, but if you would aid me in my efforts to make the people of Batal more accepting of pawns, I would be glad to offer you a residence permit. 'Tis a bargain more than fair, for those who hold such permits may remain in Batal without having their activities questioned. What say you? Glad I am to hear it. Take this then. Simply show it to one of the sentries and you'll be granted entry to the capital. Oh, and if you encounter any troubled Batali along the way, I bid you assist them. They are harsh in their persecution of the pawns, but were they to be aided by the targets of their ire, mayhap a few stubborn hearts would soften. A simple plan, I know, but 'tis the only one available, or so it seems to me. I bid you good fortune, Sir Arisen.
How might I be of service?
Really now, you mustn't shirk your duty, lest you forget 'tis the Arisen we serve here.
I'm well aware of that, thank you.
Simply show it to one of the sentries and you'll be granted entry to the capital. Oh, and if you encounter any troubled Batali along the way, I bid you assist them. They are harsh in their persecution of the pawns. A simple plan, I know, but 'tis the only one available.
Fancy a look at my way.
Now here's a surprise.
Our collection grows. Interesting.
Well met, sir. How's the day treating you, then? Always a pleasure.
Say, have you heard? They finally caught the fiend behind those ox cart raids.
Aye, they caught someone. But word is he's just an underling. Seems the true ringleader gave him the slip. Captain Benjamin's all bent up over it. Tell is, he's still interrogating the lad, trying to get all he can out of him about the Coral Snake's operations. Wants to make a clean job of it, like.
Well, here's hoping it puts those snakes to rout for the welfare of this city and our stomachs.
Is this a challenge, Arisen, to see who can keep pace?
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
All knowledge of this, God's way, stems from the forbidden magic research laboratory, which can be found here in Batal. However, you would do well to first travel to the Alta Batal coast and seek a man named Ambrosius. For as a researcher of this laboratory, he will doubtless be able to answer many of your questions.
What am I supposed to do?
Look around if you must, but be sure to buy aught.
Batal is not a friendly place for pawns. Each gaze we encounter feels more unjustly vicious than the last.
Take heart, for we are fulfilling our duty at the Arisen's side. We have naught to...
Hoy! Looking to change? No need to overthink it. You can change it on a whim. You've naught many thanks.
Greetings, Sir Arisen. I have a message for you. Sir Manella would speak with you in the palace. Pray seek her out at your earliest convenience.
Interested in my wares?
My bed calls, and I shan't resist.
Oh. What does this say?
Shall we take a close...
Look as long as you please.
Dear, that's the wrong one.
Ah, apologies. Thank you, my darling. Fie. My vision's growing worse by the day, I fear. Methinks it began when I started reading an old grimoire I found whilst tidying the storeroom. 'Tis entitled, On the Transference of Souls. A curious tome, this. It claims to grant the reader the power to summon things from beyond the rift. I thought I might use it to stock my shelves with otherworldly wares. Perhaps you will think me simple, but truly all I want is a better life for my wife and daughter. Yet 'tis most vexing, for the moment I start reading the tome, 'tis as if a fog descends over my eyes. But mayhap there is hope for me yet, if I can get my hands on a quince. They're said to reduce fatigue of the eyes. Would you be kind enough to procure one for me? I must keep reading that grimoire.
I've heard quinces are native to Batal. Shall we see if we can't find some?
Have you brought me a quince? Many thanks, sir. At last, I may continue reading that grimoire. This could be the turning point in my family's fortune.
Shall we follow, Master?
Looking for aught in particular.
Can't afford to get sloppy.
You there? Have you a home in Batal? If not, well, look no further. As it so happens, I've one to sell. Now, I've noticed you tend to travel with pawns. Bold choice here in Batal, where they're ill-loved. So I thought you might prefer a home of your own to stay at, rather than a crowded inn. Well, what say you? A wise decision, sir. Do be sure to read over the deed. Here you are, dear.
I sleep on my work.
Huh? What in the... Where did you come from? Did Clark send you? Oh no, he did, didn't he? I'm sorry. I'm really, truly very sorry. I haven't slept a wink, I swear it. Well, I suppose I might have fallen asleep once or twice, but 'tisn't as if I've been lazing about. I simply haven't been able to devise any good ideas. I tell you, this arrangement has been an encumbrance on my mind from the very beginning. While I am glad that the old man appreciated my talents enough to commission me, it doesn't change the facts. I can only depict subjects that I've seen with my own two eyes. Which makes things rather difficult, given the task at hand. Say, you appear a rather strapping sort. Would you be persuaded to bring me to a griffin? 'Twill be well worth any trouble. Clark shall pay handsomely to see this done, and you'd be doing me a great boon besides. I've heard aught of a griffin's nesting place. I shall await you there. Do keep in mind, however, that you must needs drag the battle out if I am to complete my sketch. Of course, I could look as long as I pleased if you were to petrify the beast. Indeed, a beast frozen in place would be much more easily drawn. 'Tis said that a famed sculptor of Eld used a Medusa's severed head to petrify her subjects before sketching them. Of course, I wouldn't presume to demand aught so legendary of you, Arisen. I only ask that you aid me in completing my sketch as best as you are able. Then I shall depart at once. Pray, meet me at the foot of the Guerco mountain range, east of the rest town.
Ah, yes. You're the one who aided us in storming the coral snake's hideout. I've been questioning Hugo, the bandit we took into custody, but he refuses to answer any of my questions. In fact, he's hardly said a word. The lad's been sent back to his cell for now, but perhaps I could trouble you to talk with him. I seem to recall that he recognized you. Are you acquainted? At any rate, methinks you might have more success loosening his lips than I.
Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
Somehow my feet always
I'll treat myself to a warm before bed.
So you're the one Benjamin sent to get the whelp to talk, eh? Well, go on then. Don't dawdle, and I'll thank you not to distract the jailers from their charge.
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
What are you here for, huh? Come to give me your pity? Or just have a laugh? I'll not suffer either. Piss off.
Ort's got the whelp's tongue, as per usual. I would have thought he'd be glad to start spilling secrets. The leader of the coral snakes left him for dead, didn't he? Not sure what's keeping him quiet, but 'twould only be to his benefit were he to tell us all he knows.
Oi, enough talk. You've a prisoner to watch.
Yes, sir. Apologies, sir.
Just piss off. I ain't interested in talking, understand? I'm such a fool. Why couldn't I see it? My parents were killed by brigands. And I've no doubt I'd have followed them to an early grave if Lanzo hadn't taken me in. He made me a part of the coral snakes. Gave me a home, a life. I wanted to repay him however I could, so I did what he told me. I know it ain't right to steal, but I thought I could use all that gold I filched to help someone, like Lanzo did for me. I didn't take it for myself, it was for the poor. I wanted to give people a chance to choose a better path in life, instead of ending up like me. That's why I did the things I did. Understand? And I don't believe for a moment that Lanzo meant what he said to me in the hideout. 'Twas all an act. So if you're waiting for me to talk, cuz, don't hold your breath.
You want a way to release the whelp sooner? Do you realise what you're asking? Well, there might be a way, only you didn't hear it from me. I've not the authority to promise such a favour, but that doesn't mean no one does. That jailer, for instance. I reckon he could get the lad his freedom, if you made it worth his while.
Aye, what can I do for you? Oh, you want the bandit whelp released, do you? I suppose I could consider it. Aye, being head jailer has its privileges. I could accommodate such a request if I were so inclined. Of course, you'd need to prove your integrity first. I can't go around unlocking cells for just anyone. Aye, you've made your case well. I'll see to it that the request for the lad's release is put through. But you might have to be patient. One cannot rush these things.
Do be quick. I fear my time is in short supply.
Here I might reflect upon my affairs in peace.
I had planned for the morrow.
Do be quick. I fear my time is in short supply.
This sort of quiet means all...
Would that all my days were so tranquil.
Sir, are you the Arisen? Aye? Then you must have been to the Argamon ruins. I heard a rumor that a Medusa was seen there. Is it true? Because if so, that means 'tis no mere creature of legend, but a monster as real as any other. Know you the legend of the hero Danaus? Well, one version of the tale claims the hero's foe was a Medusa. The legend is inscribed here. You must take it and read it for yourself, sir, seeing as you've witnessed a genuine article.
Should I trace life to its source, what might I find?
Someone must take pride in their job.
Am I shedding? Must be my winter coat growing in.
Whoever's my replacement's in for a boot up the arse.
Sometimes I wonder if I'd be better off a hermit.
Can't wait for the new equipment.
Now, what could this mean?
Ah, the perfect spot.
At last, the puzzle begins to take shape.
Pray him ne'er put gold in my pocket.
Minute now. My tent's getting cold.
I only polished it this morning.
Can't put a price on peace and quiet. I expect
It is my
to find
duty to
some
devote
duty
my
to
life to
attend
prayer
to.
and virtue. Good day, sir.
My back's
You'll come here one of the days, I suppose I'm tired.
Isn't easy keeping the
Barely
pantry
slept
stocked
a wink.
these days.
Wonder if there's any easy work to be had.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Let us dispense with pleasantries and cut to the heart of the matter. I have a task that requires someone of your skill and discretion. Some days ago, a fiend attacked Empress Nadinia during her supplications. Her Majesty was unharmed, but the would-be assassin fled, gifting me a wounded arm in the process. He may seek to strike again, yet I fear I am not fit to guard the Empress as I am. And so I turn to you, Sir Arisen. Will you catch this villain in my stead? My deepest thanks. Her Majesty will next begin her supplications in Flamebearer Palace. I would use this opportunity to lure her assassin from the shadows. Empress Nadinia's life is in your hands, Sir Arisen. I trust you understand the gravity of this task.
Let's take it easy today. My knees are acting up.
Suppose I best earn my keep.
Interested in my wares?
Maybe a matter of practice, I'm sure.
Sworn I had ought to attend.
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow.
Good morrow, everyone.
Off we go then.
A new day, a new perspective.
It's just
Time to find me a mark.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
They can be most convenient, though they travel only during the day. Do you know how long you'll be? I only ask so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
And who might?
Sir Arisen, you've come just in time. Sir Ermhild, 'tis my pleasure to present to you the good Arisen, come to aid us in apprehending the brigand who would threaten Her Majesty's life.
Well met. Your assistance is most welcome. Without our Empress to guide us, Batal has no future. Her Majesty cannot be allowed to come to harm.
Indeed. We are well glad of your aid. May it prove unnecessary. Ere Her Majesty's supplications begin, I shall give you a description of our target. Pray seize the rogue should you espy him. We would, however, prefer that this affair be kept quiet. Be not reckless in your decision, lest you apprehend the innocent. Empress Nadinia shall commence her prayers any moment now. I would ask that you safeguard her with your life, should it come to that.
O lambent flame, we offer thee these words of prayer on behalf of our people.
May this prayer bring the people salvation. Not good will come of this. Peril can result from a moment's incorporation.
We ask that all be spared the horrors of the fell dragon. We ask that Batal may e'er prosper. And we ask that a day may come when Beastren, human, pawn, and every other noble race that walks our world may live in harmony with one another.
You're not worth my time.
Sir Arisen, Her Majesty's supplications are nearing their end. Have you located the rogue?
You'd best watch yourself. You'd best make yourself Who are ye supposed to be? Fie. Are they onto me? Ah, sod it!
Apprehend him at once. That man there is the assassin. Nicely done, Sir Arisen. Let us inform Sir Ermhild of what has transpired.
Oh, Your Majesty. Full glad am I to see you unharmed.
The brigand has been captured. The chaos of the past few days ought to be behind us now. We owe this outcome to you, Sir Arisen. You cannot know the depth of my gratitude.
Ah, yes, of course. Batal is in your debt, Sir Arisen. The same is true of you, Sir Manella. Your efforts were most admirable, considering your wound. Now that a measure of peace is returned to us, however, you ought to devote yourself to convalescence for a time. You may. The curative hot springs on Volcanic Island are said to be wondrous for healing. Go there to recuperate.
Very well, my lady. I shall leave presently, and return when I am fully recovered.
Grateful are we for your most valiant efforts, Sir Arisen.
Thank you, Sir Arisen. Truly. Well met.
My sincerest gratitude for protecting the Empress. Your valor will not soon be forgotten.
Grateful are we for your most valiant efforts, Sir Arisen.
this experiment were to fail?
I dare say I could forget.
It seems we must part ways for the time being.
Greetings, sir. You hear about the whelp, I presume? I've not forgotten our arrangement, but I'm afraid things aren't going as smoothly as I'd hoped. It's my superiors, you see. They understand that there are some extenuating circumstances, but the lad's still a thief. They're not convinced he should be released so soon. Normally, I'd let the matter lie, but methinks I could find the courage to try again with only a little motivation. What say you, sir? Have you any words of encouragement for me? Aye, that's just what I needed to hear. I'll see about securing the lad's release anon. You really must care for the whelp to go so far for him. Let's hope he's worth it, eh?
We'll see if you can escape me a second time.
Who are you supposed to be then, eh? Wait, you're one of the ones that came crawling into our hideout. Ha! Ain't funny, really. But seeing you's reminding me of that bleeding runt's face. I'm talking about Hugo, of course. Didn't you hear him sobbing as we left? Lanzo, why? Boo-hoo! Bet he's still crying over it, eh? Like a babe without its mum. Of course, Lanzo's already forgotten about the poor sod. Was right glad to be rid of him, truth be told.
That blackguard. Oh, it tells me there's more to his tale. Not sure I can stomach it, mind.
Hugo's been following Lanzo around ever since he was a kid. Wouldn't quit it, neither. Even when it got him a beating. Still, there's a use for whelps like him. Guards aren't like to throw a brat in jail for pocketing a few trinkets, eh? They can earn their own living that way. When one shop starts getting suspicious, they just move on to another. Easy pickings for a kid. And having a few whelps along makes setting up in a new town a trice. The guards don't suspect a thing. But Hugo had gotten too big for that, see? We'd run out of uses for him. Well, save throwing him to the dogs, so as we could make our escape. Hard to believe the lad never figured out we was using him. Real loggerhead, that one. Did he ever tell you his story? About how his parents were killed by brigands or some such? Couldn't be more obvious who that was, eh? Ah, his mum was a comely lass. Don't remember a thing about his da. We roughed them up, had a bit of fun. Emptied their purses and the like. Lanzo slit their throats himself. It was hard not to laugh, watching daft little Hugo grow up, hanging off Lanzo's bootstraps and never questioning a damn thing. We've a new hideout now, over on the ancient battleground. Aye, I ain't afraid to tell you that. I might owe Lanzo a favour or two, but not enough to rot in here for him. In fact, why don't you go pay him a visit, eh? Ain't right that I'm the only one in this hole. With a new hideout now, over on... Ain't fair for me to be the only one with...
Seems we've heard all this scum has to offer. Makes you sick, doesn't it?
What do you want now? What? He said... What? That can't be right. But... if he did that to me, then what about all those kids? He can't have killed all their parents too. Can he? No. Tell me it's all a lie, damn you!
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Admirable work, you say so myself. Idleness is a luxury I can rarely afford.
Welcome, but dreams are free, I say.
Pleasant surroundings.
Not much has changed since I was a girl.
Well met.
So stiff after a day.
Well met, sir. You'll be glad to know that I finally finished my reading of that grimoire we spoke of. Which brings me to a curious point. There's a favor I'd ask of you. What happened to my eye? Oh, never mind the bandage. 'Tis nothing serious. Now, as I was saying, I'd like for you to find the grimoire's second volume for me. 'Twould seem 'tis part of a set, and will only reveal its true power when both tomes are in hand. The copy I possess is but the first, one half of a whole. I've heard tell that its twin can be found in a queer little shop in Vermont. Alas, passing through the border checkpoint is no simple matter for a humble merchant like myself. But you, sir, I dare say you are not of Batal. Then you ought have no trouble passing through the checkpoint. I implore you, find that second volume for me. All I want is to give my family a decent life, the life they deserve. This is my chance to provide for them as I ne'er have.
A queer little shop in Vermont, is it? I wonder which of the shops in Vermont matches that description.
I'm not sure. What?
Mother, quick! Over here!
Beg pardon, sir, but I must ask you to stop aiding my husband. He lost his eye while reading that grimoire. His eye! I can't bear to see him involved with that fell thing anymore. But he refuses to listen to me.
He's been saying not to worry, that he'll make us more money soon. 'Tis as if he's lost his mind how much he repeats it. 'Tis all my fault, Mother. He's only been like this since I said I wished we had an easier life.
No, 'tisn't, dear, and don't you fret. Your father, he'll be back to his old self before you know it. Pray, sir, seek out that grimoire if you must, but do not give it to my husband. I beg of you.
Ought we to give Sir Isaac the grimoire as he requested? 'Tis a quandary indeed.
The solution escapes me.
Say, have you seen any statues about? Solid stone ones, carved in the likeness of monsters. Tell is, quite a number of them were found not long ago, just west of the Agamemnon ruins. Here's the curious part, though. The things look damn near real. So real, in fact, that collectors were willing to pay outlandish sums of gold for them. Would that I'd gotten my hands on one. Suppose I'll just have to hope there are more of them out there somewhere.
This looks as good a place as any. Precious little top.
Evidently,
right, son. How might I be of service?
Time to hit the sack.
Welcome, sir. Contrary to the name, this little shop of mine deals in naught but the finest treasures. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth for yourself. On the transference of souls, eh? 'Tis not like to do much harm on its own, but when combined with its twin, the first volume, 'tis potent indeed. Take care how you use it, sir. Ah, I see you desire one of my masterpieces. Very well. I shall have your order crafted in good time. A little patience is all I ask. Hope to see you again.
We have acquired the grimoire entitled On the Transference of Souls, just as Sir Isaac requested. Will we be delivering it to him? The choice is yours to make, Master, but let us speak with him either way. We seem to have arrived without issue, but are we safe here? A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Have you heard tell of an ox cart travelling the roads at night? Honestly, I follow every regulation to the letter and only travel during the day. Why can't others do the same?
There's been much talk on the street of this phantom ox cart that travels after sunset. But I've heard rather enough of it. Our hands are full enough as it is. I tell you, those ox cart merchants have got no interest in following regulations. It's a disgrace, it is. All merchant ox carts are forbidden from travelling after dark, on account of the danger out on the roads. Yet we've had multiple eyewitness accounts of an ox cart carrying freight at night. There's an investigation underway now. People are calling it the Phantom Ox Cart, as if there's such a thing. Why people have to go stirring things up is beyond my ken. Our hands are full enough as it is, thank you.
Say, have you heard tell of an ox cart travelling the roads at night? Some call it the Phantom Ox Cart. No one knows what its cargo is, save that it carries it in a caged wagon. I very much doubt there's aught spectral about it. Like as not, 'tis but a band of brigands transporting their ill-gotten gains. Honestly, I follow every regulation to the letter and only travel during the day. Why can't others do the same? For purity of trust, security's a must. That's my motto. Pray, notify someone if you see aught suspicious.
Not sure I can handle this.
A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance.
We shall remain here.
Like being spoiled by a good patron.
Seems naught ever goes right.
Nice place, this. I'm in no hurry to leave.
Best head to market before it slips my mind.
Hello there. You look like you've a lot to contend with, as per usual. I'll not keep you. Still, since you went to the trouble of visiting me here, perhaps you'd like to hear a rumor I heard recently? It came by way of a client, a merchant who owns and operates ox carts. As she would have it, there've been sightings of some sort of phantom ox cart in the dead of night. Strange, isn't it? Phantom or not, I can't imagine what they must be carrying to brave monster-infested roads at night. Apparently, it makes its appearance just after sunset as the sky begins to darken, and has a caged wagon in tow. As someone in the same line of business, my client said she's ashamed to know that one of her fellows is involving themselves in illegal dealings. That said, I've not set foot outside the capital in quite some time. 'Twas news to me that passenger ox carts don't travel at night. Well, that's it for the rumor. I suppose you'll be on your way now.
Peruse at your leisure, sir. More greater pleasure than refining one's art. Welcome, sir. Contrary to the name, this little shop of mine deals in naught but the finest treasures. If you think me a liar, then buy something and see the truth for yourself. The item you requested is complete. Here you are, sir. Use it well. Hope to see you again.
My own master oft crafts such forgeries. 'Tis not what I expected.
But not at the expense of interested in my wares?
Greetings, Sir Arisen. Have you found the second volume of On the Transference of Souls, perchance? Fortune smiles upon me at last. With this, my shop's prosperity is all but assured. Thank you, Sir Arisen. Oh, thank you. Perhaps you'd care to join me. Come, bear witness to this momentous occasion.
Let us endeavor to keep pace with our guide.
This is it. This is the moment I've been preparing for.
Dear, is this truly safe? I'm afeard of what's to come.
Have faith, my darling. All is well. You need only stand there and watch.
Father, you don't need to do this. I'm happy with our life as 'tis now.
'Tis good to hear you say that, my daughter. But I've come too far. I must see this through. I believe I need only... Ha! Did I? Did I do it? A failure, then. Ah, well. I suppose our fortunes were ne'er likely to turn so easily. I've learned my lesson. No more of this grimoire nonsense for me. My dears, Can you forgive me for my foolishness?
Oh, Isaac.
You two had the right of it all along. I ne'er should have chased after a silly dream like this.
Father, I shouldn't have complained. I know you do your best for us. You always have.
Enough of that now. You've naught to apologize for. 'Tis a father's duty to provide for his children. I only wish I could give you more. You have my gratitude, Sir Arisen. Though I failed in my quest, I've learnt much. And from this moment forth, I'll be focusing my energies on naught but my trade. I hope I can count on your continued patronage, sir.
It weighs heavily on my heart that we deceived Sir Isaac so. I cannot but wonder if we made the right choice.
One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome. I lack information.
When all's said and done, I'm quite glad my experiment failed. Though I wish I knew why it did. Alas, such things are best forgotten. In fact, methinks you ought take this grimoire off my hands, sir. No sense in my holding on to it.
I wonder if we would have been wealthy had the experiment succeeded. Suppose it could have gone either way, really. Mayhap I should just be grateful nothing untoward came of it.
My husband has returned to work with renewed vigor. 'Tis good to have him back to his old self. He'll have all the support we can give. We're family, after all.
Oi, what's your problem? Walking about with pawns in tow, I mislike that. You from Vermont? Bet you're as prejudiced as the rest of your lot. Well, got something you want to say, eh? Save it. You're not welcome here. Suppose you didn't know, but we don't allow Vermundian scum in this tavern. But I've got a heart of gold, me. I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. All you've got to do is prove your mettle against these sods, alone, that is. If you're bested, then we'll take all you've got. It's only fair, ain't it? Put your back into it! I can't let you get away!
Well now, quite the brawl we're having here. But I must say, these odds are rather craven. Did you leave your honor at the door?
And who are you supposed to be? You a friend of this one?
Nay, I'm a sellsword. Coin is my only ally. 'Tis not my conscience that called me here. No. I simply cannot stomach acts of cowardice. Is there even one among you with the grit for a proper duel, one-on-one?
What'd be in it for us, eh?
The fact that I'd refrain from breaking your jaw. That's not quite the reaction I was hoping for. Mayhap you know not my face. How about my name, then? Ragnar.
Ragnar? You're him? From the Scarlet Rains and the battle for Jeremiah? Well, 'tis clear you're a man best not crossed. But I trust you'll have no complaints so long as there's only one of us, aye? Oi, bring it out!
Where's that reprobate gotten off to? We'll see if you can escape me a second time.
Just give the order and I will join the fray.
I don't believe it. You're a bloody menace, you are. Come on, you lot. We're leaving.
Fine work, that was. Pray, save your thanks. I've no need of it. After all, judging by the skill with which you won that duel just now, I dare say you'd have bested those louts even if I hadn't intervened. I suppose that coward knew he was no match for you in a fair fight, so he had that beast take the beating for him. At any rate, 'tis safe to say you've piqued my interest. I hope our paths cross again someday. Of course, I can't promise I'll be as amicable then. As a sellsword, 'tis my policy to let my employer decide friend from foe. I'm sure you understand. Till next time.
One cannot help but wonder about that Sir Ragnall. Who is he, really? Well now, I'm not sure.
Doesn't seem like you and I are going to be sharing a drink anytime soon. A shame that. 'Tis safe to say you've piqued my interest. I hope our paths cross again someday. As I've said, I'm a sellsword. Perhaps our next meeting will be on the battlefield, eh? I'd not say no to the chance to prove my mettle against yours.
Well met, sir. Fancy a handle?
Materials, eh? I shan't deny. They have their uses.
Oh, what does this say?
Let's have a look then.
We shall remain here.
If you're looking for the whelp, you'll not find him here. He's escaped. And that bandit with the loose tongue's dead. Took a knife to the gullet. Not hard to guess whose 'twas. Consign it. Suppose he was rotten to the core after all, like the rest of those snakes.
My shift's done. I'm off to the tavern.
At once, Master.
Holy attacks will serve us well.
Let my magic curative magics are at your disposal. Wait a moment. Forge fell from the beast that had breathed its last. So close a call offers no solace in victory.
We ought to consider this a lesson. This is what befalls one who lets down their guard. Well done.
Dance.
Methinks we picked up a key somewhere. Mayhap 'twill open the way. Let us see if it fits.
Charge ahead may be to rush headlong into danger. Let us take care to move as one.
Remain alert, and naught shall catch us by surprise.
Ice's stain is yours to wield. That was superb, Arisen.
You scared? You should be.
Drop all your valuables. I might just let you live.
This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Do you know who you're dealing with? Bugger off if you want to see the morrow.
You? This your work, then? I came to get my vengeance, only to find all those who could give it to me already dead. Fie. Seems my entire life's a farce, and I'm the only one not laughing. I don't rightly know where to go from here. What am I to do now? An honest life, huh? What a lark. This is the only life I've ever known. It's too late for me to change paths now. Oi. Listen. Do you really think someone like me could live an honest life after all that's happened? I've always wanted to try. Earning an honest living, I mean. But what could I do? Not sure as I've many skills, save picking pockets. And no one would want me working for him, would they? Do you know of a place I could work? Where? What? Are you toying with me? Piss off!
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason. Ah, excellent find.
I've got my freedom. Shit, there's work for me out there. What?
Pray, follow me. I know the way, so there's no chance of our getting lost.
It can get very dull.
You're the Arisen, aye? There's aught I'd ask of you. A personage of great esteem is to return from Batal to Vermund. I speak of Sir Augustin. He is a noble and the leading voice of opposition against the Queen Regent. Your aid is requested in guarding his ox cart as it travels the high road. As a potential ally to your cause, 'twould do you no favors if he were to come to harm. I trust he will cooperate. And bear in mind that this is a matter of the utmost secrecy. Not even the captain of the guard has been informed of it. You have your orders. Read them and follow them to the letter.
Let us make haste, that no life may be lost on our account.
You have your order.
Don't know a town to...
Any loose coin about?
Still
Enough
too
to
early
make
to
me
set
rich.
out.
I suppose we might as well gather what we can.
Tranquil places such as this. I was hoping for a yield that would keep us fed.
I expect this would fetch a fair sum at market. A fitting reward for a rigorous search. As a matter, it is dark enough to warrant the use of your lantern, Master.
I brought the number that you requested. I'll take it this'll be enough.
Aye, nicely done. Get in, you lot. Here's your payment.
Thank you kindly, sir. Ordinarily, coin like this would take me half a year to earn.
And I'll thank you to spend it wisely. Don't go drawing undue attention onto yourself, or that'll be the last you get. An ox cart travelling a night is suspicious enough in its own right, if 'twere known that I'm carrying pawns across the border.
I know, and I'll take care of it, I swear it. Contact me again when you've need of more cargo, won't you? What is it? I've done naught worth following me on. Hold, I beg you. I'll tell you what there is to know. I was approached by a battalion merchant I met at the border checkpoint. He offered me a coin in exchange for rounding up pawns. Aye, I know. Here in Vermund, there's nary a deed more abhorrent. But you have to understand, my gambling debts were like to drown me. I needed coin, and I needed it fast. I know not where they've been taken. Pray, believe me. Here, take this. 'Tis a document I got from that merchant. If word of this should reach the palace, I'd no doubt be disciplined. I might even lose my post. I'll give you all the gold I got today. So pray, I beg you, will you let me go? I swear I'll ne'er do aught like this again. Oh, I suppose 'twas too much to hope for. 'Tis all over for me now.
Many thanks. We'll take it from here, sir. Worry not, he'll receive his due soon enough. Till then, he'll be made comfortable in the dungeons.
I didn't sleep a wink last night.
Wise are as discerning with time as with coin.
My apologies for the wait. We grew further apart than I'd anticipated. Do take care not to stray so far next time.
You have my fullest confidence. Yes, Your Majesty? Ah, so you've encountered the Phantom Ox Cart from the rumors. To be precise, the letter of the law does not forbid the abduction of pawns. However, in our sovereign-ruled kingdom, crude treatment of the pawns who so loyally serve our liege is an act decried by all. If one were to sell them for personal gain, they would doubtless be censured no matter their station. And this letter, by its make and the quality of the parchment, I can only surmise 'tis of the like used in the palace. We ought to assume a member of the court has a hand in this matter. But for what purpose are these pawns being gathered? And where are they being taken? I have a proposal, Your Majesty. Should we ascertain the pawn's destination, perchance we will discover the intent behind this plot. Yet if we question the driver haphazardly, this mission will be over before it begins. I bid Your Majesty follow the ox cart without arousing suspicion, that you might divine where it is headed. Alternatively, mayhap Your Majesty could assume the guise of a pawn and await pickup in a likely location. I leave the choice to Your Majesty's discretion.
I'm in fine fact.
Let me know if you require a guide for that quest. I have useful knowledge to impart from my travel.
About time you showed up. We've been waiting for you. Our mission is simple. Sir Augustin will board the ox cart, and we must safeguard it from would-be assailants till it reaches its destination. See to it that none approach. The Queen Regent's supporters will come for Sir Augustin's head. Of this, we can be certain. Oh, a quiet day is a welcome one. Come along now. What was that sound? Who's there?
Hold a moment. I'll be handling Augustin's escort from here.
Foul brigand! We shan't allow Sir Augustin to fall prey to the likes of you!
There's no need for theatrics. I know your aim here. Ah, here's a surprise. We met at the tavern, remember? Fair warning, cuz this craven isn't worthy of your trust.
He speaks madness. Subdue him at once, ere he injures our noble charge.
Why, if 'tis the third rush...
You would betray me. Have you lost all sense?
You believe me, then? That's a bit of a relief, actually. Thanks, cuz.
Prepare yourself!
Curse you! All that planning and... for what?
Phew! I appreciate the confidence, cuz 'twas a welcome surprise. But I can't linger here, I'm afraid. My apologies for this. Follow after me, if you can. Succeed, and I'll share the truth of all of this.
Ice's sting is yours to wield.
Tis a glad thing we rested when we did. We must not let down our guard.
Dare I say it? Trounced our foe, well and true.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with everything.
Whatever 'tis you need, I shall gladly oblige.
The person we're here to meet is nowhere to be seen. Shall we come back later? The current hour ill suits our progress. Let us visit an inn or make a camp and set out again later.
We meet again. Hoy there. I take it you lost your footing as well? You seem to have fared better than I did. I took the fall for Augustine, only to find myself waist deep in monsters. Still, so long as he escaped, I'd wagered that makes this a job well done. Speaking of, I was to tell you the truth behind all of this, wasn't I? I'll be glad to oblige you, of course, but we ought to get moving first. What say I explain while we search for an exit? Time to get to work. Not bad. From what I've seen of your skills during that mess in the tavern and today's business, I can say you're really something. And my word ought to carry a fair bit of weight, considering my reputation as a warrior of unparalleled skill. Though of late, I've mostly been playing escort to spineless nobles. Turns out, as a sellsword proves himself, the list of those who can afford his services grows shorter and comes to be written in finer ink. Makes for a duller life, though I can't say I've any complaints about the weight of my pockets. Still, I hunger for a real battlefield, where a single misstep spells death. I crave the simplicity of it. There's naught else like it. The clashing of bodies and wills. I'd not say no to a fight with you. Let's have at it when I'm all healed up, eh? Mayhap, I'll not give you a choice in the matter. I'm not sure what's brought me here. I suppose I'll have a few drinks and hit the hay. That escort mission was a trap concocted entirely for your benefit, you know. It was supposed to give those responsible a means to incriminate you. But Augustin is no fool. He had his doubts about his summons to Vermin and hired me to watch over him in an unofficial capacity. So I looked into the cart that would be escorting him, and lo and behold, I found your name. But 'twasn't on the list of hired guards, oh no. Rather, your name was on the list of persons to be on guard for. In short, you had been called in to act the part of the culprit. Mark my words, if you'd carried on with them, Augustin would have been slain and you would have been held responsible. You'd not have stood a chance against all that if it hadn't been for me. Aye, methinks I've earned my pay this time, and then some. I protected my charge and got you away from the scene without your being branded a murderer and thrown in jail. Now all that remains is to escape this place. I expect we'll find a way out soon enough, if we only press on. Still, I've got to wonder where this craven plot came from, and what you did to warrant it. One thing's for certain, you must have powerful enemies in Vermin. But why? 'Tis not as though you're the arisen true. What? You are the arisen? Ha! 'Tis a small world indeed. You've piqued my interest even further, cuz. I've no business here. Best I hit the road. Right, let's press on. Judging from the flow of air here, the exit can't be far. Well, this is a right awful place to be cut short. At least you made it out all right. Don't worry, cuz. I'll be fine on my own. After all, I can't afford to die here. We haven't had ourselves a real bout yet. We'll see each other again. You can count on that. And when we do, you'd best be ready for the fight of your life.
It seems that we must seek out this Ambrosius if we are to learn more of the God's way. Methinks I know where to find the person you're looking for.
How fare my fine passengers this evening? Don't know why I'm asking. Suppose you'll just have to listen then. You. They say you do whatever the officer says. You offer no complaints, quarrel, but you're undying towards. You're well suited as slaves, because me. Truth be told, I've lost count about what you do I transport in the past few days. Still, fate is like really take me. I'm near seeing as some will tell you, others say it's like
Halt! We're expecting your cargo. Open up.
I hear they follow whatever command they're given.
Aye, and they'll take any beating without a word of complaint. Let's see for ourselves.
Built you going to fight back?
They may be undying,
Ha! They're just
but they do
taking it.
seem to know pain.
How to spend the night? Bleeding
That sounds just like hitting a tree stump.
Enough! That's valuable merchandise you're toying with. Worth more than your wages combined. Have you prepared the cargo we're to carry alongside them? No? Well, get a move on. We're off.
On your knees, worthless vessels.
Let us examine the area carefully. There may well be a clue nearby.
Wait! You're not a pawn. We've an intruder in our midst! To arms!
That's it. I'm had enough.
This should be of use.
Got any tales to liven up my day?
What brings you here?
Just leave me to my misery.
We have arrived.
You have my fullest confidence. Has there been some development, Your Majesty? Well now, you have divined the Oxcart's destination then. I see. So they were procuring pawns in order to carry out this excavation. The staff you mention is most curious. It sounds as if 'tis of the same make as the jewel wielded by the Queen Regent's puppet. I had heard pawns face much prejudice in Batal. Yet to hear that they are treated as tools to be discarded and given such perilous tasks, 'tis contemptible indeed. Volcanic Island has long been part of Batal's territory. The lake of lava present there is revered for its flames, which are sacred to the Batali people. Perhaps 'twould be considered blasphemy to give such work to their own. Or could this simply be a means of testing the efficacy of these jewels that allow for the control of pawns? I can offer naught but conjecture. For now, we ought to aim our efforts towards proving that a member of the Vermundian court has been selling pawns. Should we succeed, even the Queen Regent herself could not deflect the people's displeasure. She would doubtless lose their confidence. You have my gratitude, Your Majesty. The evidence you have gathered shall form the stalwart pillar upon which our rightful claim will rest. 'Tis most valuable, so pray exercise the utmost care when deciding how it ought be used.
At least here the Queen Regent shall face justice. You have succeeded where my own master failed, Elizabeth.
Outstanding.
This hustle and bustle puts me right.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
I ought to find someone to buy me a drink.
My sincerest apologies. Lady Wilhelmina is attending to a patron at present.
Have you given the matter some more thought, Wilhelmina? I would have no other as my personal courtesan. I want you all to myself. When I imagine you in the arms of another, my heart feels apt to rend itself from my breast.
Allard, pray forgive me, but I think 'twould be best for you to leave. We can discuss this matter another time.
But why? We've only just...
I am attending to a burden that all women must bear. I trust I need not elaborate further. I did not take you for the voyeuristic type. Why don't you come in? You have my thanks. Had I not noticed your presence, I might have slain him there and then. 'Tis no jest. You see, everything I've done these past few years has been leading up to this. I am here to kill him. But I cannot simply end his life. Oh no. I must first expose his misdeeds. Only then will I allow myself to grant him the miserable end he deserves. Or so I'd sworn, but I've yet to find a single shred of evidence. Perhaps the time has come to surrender this crusade. You would lend me your aid. But I've done nary a thing to earn it. And recall that I've devoted years of my life to his pursuit, with naught to show for my troubles. If the proof I seek yet exists, 'twill not be so easily uncovered. I suppose there is truly naught I can do. Save deliver him a gruesome demise for all to behold, that is. Still, if you insist upon searching for evidence of his crimes, 3 days. I will give you 3 days to find what you seek. I shall wait patiently, though not with bated breath.
Stories I've heard would turn rabbits pink.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace.
It's a shame.
Minister Allard is a noble, yes? Do we know of anyone privy to the goings-on in the palace? What are we to do?
If that is your destination, we cannot follow. But know that your return is eagerly awaited.
This place is too comfortable.
When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
Whoever's my replacement.
Would that all my days were so tranquil.
You wish to expose Allard's misdeeds. I know not whether I can assist you in this, friend. Ah, but of course, Patrick may know aught that could aid you. Go to his manor come nightfall. If you say you are in my employ, you should be allowed entry with no issue.
I'd sooner stay out of battle, were it possible. There's no easy thing.
I swear I've not blinked once in the last hour.
Dare say I could forget all my troubles here.
New recruits could barely lift their swords.
Before the day's done. I'd gladly while away an afternoon here.
I'll claw out his eyes.
Let me get that.
Allard.
Long have I borne witness to the man's arrogance, and long has it infuriated me. I visited his manor once. I recall that he was rather particular about the placement of his paintings. Mayhap he's concealed aught behind one. 'Tis just the sort of thing one would expect from a man who places so much stock in appearances. Shall I summon him here? You could make use of his absence to steal into his manor and inspect his art collection. Excellent. I will send word to him presently of some urgent matter that requires his intervention. Once you've seen him depart his manor, make your way inside and stay alert. We may not get a second chance at this.
I'd sooner stay out of battle where it is. Seems the north ever goes right.
I suspect this will suffice as proof.
I overheard some of the soldiers standing guard outside the palace discussing a curious rumor.
Regarding the Queen Regent and an important personage, you mean? Indeed. Some suppose there is more to her relationship with this Batali dignitary than is publicly known. Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason. Ah, excellent find.
You have my fullest confidence. To think that the proprietress of the Myrmecolian was plotting such a thing. Under normal circumstances, I would not overlook such a clear admission of murderous intent. But this is Allard we speak of. Of all the Queen Regent's sycophants, he possesses the greatest authority. His fall from grace would do much to further our cause. But where to find the evidence we seek? Perhaps the merchants he deals with possess aught that could serve us. Merchants with connections to Allard will reside in the merchant quarter, though they're not likely to divulge their secrets readily. Some piece of physical evidence would be far less easily refuted than mere testimony, I should think. Is there aught else you would speak of, Your Majesty? Do not forget that we work to serve the citizenry.
Good day, sir. What might you be looking for?
That's one piece of evidence in hand. We might search for more if you are so inclined, Master.
Right you are.
My feet always take me here.
You have my fullest confidence. To think that the proprietress of them, under normal circumstances, but this is Allard, his fall from grace, perhaps the merchants merchants with connections, some piece of physical evidence, would be far less easily refuted than mere testimony, I should think. Interesting. So Allard has been leveraging his position to line his pockets, right under the Queen Regent's nose. I doubt she will be happy to learn of this. Yes, this should be more than enough to disgrace him. However, 'tis not enough for me to condone his assassination. Of course, if your intent is not to kill him, but merely denounce him, then I will gladly assist you however I can. I see. Perhaps that would be best. Enlisting the aid of Regent King Sven may shine light on aught we've overlooked. You have my fullest confidence.
Mayhap. Regent King Sven's assistance would grant us some beneficial information.
This is a memorandum of Allard's. According to this, afore attaining his current status, he was in the employ of a merchant. And in order to claim the merchant's property as his own, he murdered the man and his wife, staging it as an accident. 'Tis a grave affair indeed. Should this article prove genuine, I have every faith 'twould be sufficient to condemn him for all time. The deed was monstrous, and yet, considering my position, I am afraid I cannot condone the man's assassination. I know not the path I should follow. What is your intent going forward, Your Majesty? Very well. I would place my faith in you, Your Majesty. However, know that should he be assassinated, I cannot offer you my aid. Now, pray bear the evidence you've discovered to the Myrmecolian. I will do everything in my power to assist you.
So the captain is willing to aid you only if you do not stain your hands in blood. I hope you shan't disappoint him.
Indeed, you are correct.
Want someone talked about this?
Sometimes this is the only place I can find
Mayhap you will think this a trifle, but I shall never forget the agony I felt at the coronation. We must needs uncover this secret power that allows for the command of pawns.
bunch of sluggards. I need new blood. We shall remain here.
Place to soothe the spirit.
Oh, please let that patron pick another tonight.
No sense dwelling on what others think.
What is it?
All the others made it.
So, you've returned. I confess, I thought you might not. I was ready to settle things myself. Well, did you find what you were looking for? Thank you. I can't believe you found this. All that remains is to end that man's life with my own hands. I've no other tasks for you. This partnership of ours has come to a close. Unless you intend to see this through till the end. You're a curious one, aren't you? But what's just as curious is that I can't bring myself to refuse you. All right, if you're offering your aid, then I'll gladly accept it. Come with me. Allard is in the room to the left. Go in and restrain him for me, would you? Never mind the mask. Consider it a charm of sorts.
At last. It feels like an age has passed since... What is this? Who are you?
Don't let him escape.
hands off me, you fiend! Don't you know who I am? Oh, you hang for this impudence!
Oh, Allard. I've always wanted to see you like this.
That voice. Wilhelmina. But why? Why would you?
Do you still fail to recall? Even with this mask staring you in the face. But I suppose for a man such as you, a little murder here or there is hardly worth remembering.
What mockery is this?
In your youth, you slew 2 individuals. The merchant whom you served, and his wife. They had a child, as I am sure you are aware. A newborn babe who was spirited away by her loyal wet nurse.
You mean to tell me you were their child? But how can this be? Your mother, she was a beastren. Surely her child would be one as well.
A fair assumption. But for better or worse, I didn't take after my mother. Save for in one respect. This is for my mother. And this is for my father. The time has come for all your sins to come to light, Allard.
Mr. Allard, has something happened?
We've been noticed. I suppose a scream that hideous was bound to attract some attention. We can't leave the way we came in. Fortunately, there's a window here.
You have done what you set out to do, I trust. Then come.
I was afraid I might find you here. I cannot believe you would stoop to such... No. This is not the time. You will be able to slip out the rear entrance. Follow me, and quickly.
That was certainly well handled. I suppose I ought not to have expected any less. Pray, visit me at the Myrmecolian tomorrow evening. I'll prepare aught by way of thanks. Till then, be well.
Quite the predicament.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
I cannot believe it. You killed Allard. You realize this could jeopardize our plans for your ascension. I will do what I can to obscure your involvement in this matter. However, bear in mind that you may have to shoulder the burden of your own heedlessness in future.
Welcome.
There's comfort in the humdrum.
Shall we get some rest then?
It appears night has fallen while we slept.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Feeling rested, I trust?
extraordinary. I've more time than I know how to spend.
Thankless job, this.
Bunch of sluggards.
I quite like it.
We shall await you here, Master.
Did I have a helping hand?
Why?
Can't remember the last time.
To each their own. The world's better for it.
Oh, please let that patron pick another tonight.
Thank you. I finally achieved my purpose here, and I owe it all to you. 'Twould seem the residents of the palace have chosen to treat Allard's untimely passing as an accident. I imagine they deemed it safer not to make a fuss of the incident after perusing the evidence you uncovered for me. Shrewd as a den of foxes. I'll give them that. I truly cannot thank you enough. But I want to try. Just this once, I'll give you something special. I'll grant unto you the sweetest of dreams. I know not what I would do without you. You have my thanks, but 'tis time to say farewell for now. Just know that my bordlery will e'er be your haven, should you have need of it.
Praying, ne'er put gold in my pocket.
It is quiet about.
I quite like it.
It seems that we must seek out this Ambrosius if we are to learn more of the God's way. Allow me to guide you, Master. I know the person you're looking for. Be on your guard. There are innumerable corners where an enemy might conceal themselves here. Keep your eyes...
I've got my freedom, but my skill set ain't exactly tailored to living honestly. Do you think there's work for me out there? You think I could work there? But true. What? You went out and looked for a job for me? But why? Why would you put yourself to all that trouble? Give it a try, I suppose. Not sure how it'll turn out, but it's a start at least. I'll do my best not to make a mess of it. Oh, and thank you, cuz.
Have you a different destination in mind, Master? Very well. I shall follow your lead instead.
The Arisen decides our path. We have but to follow. Ways for the...
Oi there, cuz. Come to check up on me, have ya? No need. I'm faring all right. Turns out I'm not too bad at this. I think. I mean, I'm trying my hardest, like I said I would, but there's a lot I just don't know yet. Still, I've kept my hands clean, that much I can promise ya. Wouldn't it be right to do otherwise? Not when you were the one who found me this work. If I did slip back into my old habits, your name would suffer for it more than mine. Tell is, aught's happened up at the palace. Not sure what.
Clientele just... This place is very...